Tom Brady. Tom Brady shocked the world when he announced his retirement in February 2022 after 22 seasons and 7 Super Bowl rings. The GOAT was done. Or so we thought. Just 40 days later, Brady unretired. 40 days. The man couldn't even make it through spring without football. He returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for one more season, citing unfinished business and that competitive fire that never went out. The decision sent shockwaves through the NFL and proved that even at 45, Brady wasn't ready to walk away from the game he dominated for over 2 decades. His brief retirement became one of the shortest in NFL history, and he played another full season before finally hanging up his cleats for good in 2023. Brady's comeback defined the modern era of quarterback longevity. His return gave Tampa Bay another playoff push and cemented his legacy as someone who played the game entirely on his own terms. The 40-day retirement became instant NFL folklore, a testament to the addiction of competition at the highest level. Brett Favre turned retirement into an annual tradition. After an emotional farewell in Green Bay in 2007, Favre retired as a Packers legend with 1 Super Bowl ring and countless records. Then came 2008. Favre unretired and forced to trade to the New York Jets, playing a full season before retiring again. But the comeback wasn't done. In 2009, he came out of retirement once more to join the Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay's bitter division rival. The move infuriated Packers fans and created one of the most controversial storylines in NFL history. Favre took the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, nearly reaching another Super Bowl at age 40 before an overtime interception ended their season. He played through injuries, threw for over 4,000 yards, and proved he could still compete at an elite level. Favre's multiple comebacks became a punchline, but they also showcased his gunslinger mentality and refusal to quit. His Vikings stint remains one of the most compelling what-if stories in football history. The retirement saga tarnished his legacy with some fans, but added another legendary chapter to his Hall of Fame career. If you're loving these wild comeback stories, hit that subscribe button right now. We've got 13 more incredible returns that'll blow your mind. Don't miss out. Rob Gronkowski retired in 2019 after 9 seasons with the New England Patriots, walking away with 3 Super Bowl rings and a body beaten down by years of punishment. Gronk was done with football, focusing on entertainment and business ventures. Then Tom Brady called. When TB12 moved to Tampa Bay in 2020, he convinced his favorite tight end to come out of retirement and join him. Gronkowski agreed, and the Patriots traded his rights to the Buccaneers for a 4th-round pick. The reunion was instant magic. Gronk caught 2 touchdowns in Super Bowl 55 as Tampa Bay destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9, adding a 4th ring to his collection. He played 2 more seasons with Brady, proving he still had elite talent when healthy, and motivated by playing with the greatest quarterback of all time. Gronkowski's comeback was calculated and successful. He came back on his terms, won another championship, and retired again in 2022 as one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history. His return showed that sometimes the right situation and the right teammate can reignite a career that seemed finished. Marshawn Lynch retired from the Seattle Seahawks after the 2015 season, seemingly done with the NFL grind at age 29. Beast Mode was tired of media obligations, tired of the physical toll, and ready to move on. But in 2017, Lynch came out of retirement to play for his hometown Oakland Raiders. The move was about more than football. It was about playing for the city where he grew up, representing Oakland before the team left for Las Vegas. He played 2 seasons with the Raiders, rushing for over 800 yards combined, showing flashes of the explosive running that made him famous. Then in 2019, when Seattle faced a running back injury crisis during their playoff push, Lynch came back again. He signed with the Seahawks in December and rushed for 67 yards in a playoff loss, giving Seattle one last beast mode moment. Lynch's comebacks were about loyalty and love for the game on his own terms. He never chased money or glory in his returns. He played when it felt right, where it felt right. His multiple comebacks reinforced his status as one of the most unique personalities in NFL history. Randy Moss retired after the 2010 season, walking away as one of the most talented and controversial receivers in NFL history. His combination of speed, hands, and size revolutionized the position, but his final seasons were filled with frustration and declining production. In 2012, the San Francisco 49ers convinced Moss to return for one more season. The team was loaded with talent and heading for a Super Bowl run, and they needed veteran depth at receiver. Moss came back but was a shadow of his former self. He caught just 28 passes for 434 yards in the regular season, clearly lacking the explosive speed that once made him unstoppable. The 49ers reached Super Bowl 47, but lost to the Baltimore Ravens 34-31, and Moss contributed little in the biggest game. After the season, he retired for good. Moss's comeback showed that even the greatest athletes can't escape Father Time. His return was well-intentioned, but ultimately highlighted how far he'd fallen from his prime. Still, he finished with over 15,000 receiving yards and 156 touchdowns, cementing his Hall of Fame legacy despite the disappointing final chapter. Deion Sanders retired after the 2000 season, leaving the game as one of the most electrifying cornerbacks and return specialists in NFL history. Primetime had won 2 Super Bowls, made countless Pro Bowls, and revolutionized the cornerback position with his speed and swagger. 4 years later, the Baltimore Ravens convinced Sanders to come out of retirement for the 2004 season. At 37 years old, Sanders signed a 1-year deal to help Baltimore's secondary. He played in 13 games, recording 4 interceptions and showing he could still compete despite his age. The Ravens went 9-7 and missed the playoffs, but Sanders proved he could still play at a high level. After the season, he retired for good, satisfied with his comeback performance. Sanders' return was about proving he could still play and helping a contender. While Baltimore didn't make the playoffs, Primetime showed flashes of the brilliance that made him a legend. His comeback added another chapter to one of the most colorful careers in NFL history. Reggie White retired after the 1998 season as one of the most dominant defensive players in NFL history. The Minister of Defense had 13 Pro Bowl selections, a Super Bowl ring, and a reputation as the greatest defensive end of his generation. But in 2000, White came out of retirement to play one final season with the Carolina Panthers. At 39 years old, he signed with Carolina, hoping to mentor young players and add veteran leadership to a rebuilding defense. White played in all 16 games, recording 5.5 sacks and showing he could still contribute despite his age. The Panthers finished 7-9 and missed the playoffs. After the season, White retired for good, though his comeback was seen as somewhat underwhelming compared to his legendary career. White's return was about love for the game and helping a young team. While the Panthers didn't succeed, White's presence and leadership were valuable. Tragically, he died in 2004 at age 43, cutting short a post-football career that was just beginning. His comeback remains a footnote to one of the greatest defensive careers in NFL history. Jason Witten retired after the 2017 season, ending a remarkable 15-year career with the Dallas Cowboys. He walked away as one of the most reliable tight ends in NFL history, with over 1,000 catches and 11 Pro Bowl selections. He immediately joined ESPN's Monday Night Football broadcast team. But Witten's broadcasting career didn't go well. After one season of criticism and awkward moments in the booth, he decided to return to football. In 2019, Witten came out of retirement and rejoined the Cowboys for 2 more seasons. He caught 63 passes for 529 yards in 2019, showing he could still contribute as a veteran presence. He played sparingly in 2020 before finally retiring for good. After his second retirement, Witten briefly joined the Las Vegas Raiders coaching staff before moving into high school coaching. Witten's comeback was driven by dissatisfaction with broadcasting and love for playing. While his return didn't restore his Pro Bowl form, it gave him a proper ending with the only team he wanted to play for. His 2-year return allowed him to finish his career on his terms. Eric Weddle retired after the 2019 season, walking away as one of the most respected safeties of his generation, with 6 Pro Bowl selections and a reputation for intelligence and toughness. He was done with football, enjoying retirement with his family. Then in January 2022, the Los Angeles Rams called with an emergency. Their secondary was devastated by injuries during the playoff run, and they needed veteran help immediately. Weddle agreed to come out of retirement after 2 years away from the game. He hadn't practiced with a team, hadn't been in an NFL facility, but he suited up for the playoffs. Weddle played in the NFC Championship game and Super Bowl 56, helping the Rams win the championship with a 23-20 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. After winning the ring, Weddle retired again, this time as a Super Bowl champion. Weddle's comeback was one of the most remarkable in NFL history. Coming off the couch to win a Super Bowl in a matter of weeks is the stuff of Hollywood scripts. His return showed that preparation, intelligence, and heart can overcome rust and age. It was the perfect ending to a great career. Philip Rivers retired after the 2020 season, ending a 17-year career with over 63,000 passing yards and 8 Pro Bowl selections. He walked away to spend time with his large family and coach high school football, seemingly content with life after the NFL. But in 2025, the Indianapolis Colts faced a quarterback crisis when injuries decimated their position. They convinced Rivers to come out of retirement after 4 years away. The comeback reset his Hall of Fame eligibility countdown, which had been ticking down during his retirement. Rivers' return also extended his health insurance benefits through the NFL's player program. He played sparingly, but provided veteran leadership and emergency depth when needed. The comeback was more about helping a team in crisis than chasing glory. Rivers' return showed that NFL teams will always call when they're desperate for quarterback help. His comeback was short-lived, but demonstrated his willingness to help when needed. It also complicated his Hall of Fame timeline, pushing back his eligibility by several more years. Rivers likely retired for good after 2025, but his brief return added an unexpected final chapter. Darren Waller. Darren Waller retired after the 2023 season, stepping away from football at age 31 to focus on music and personal pursuits. The talented tight end had overcome addiction earlier in his career to become a Pro Bowl player, but he was ready for life after football. In 2025, the Miami Dolphins convinced Waller to return after less than 2 years of retirement. Miami signed him to add depth at tight end, hoping his talent would return quickly. However, Waller's comeback was short-lived. He was placed on injured reserve early in the season, his body unable to handle the NFL grind after time away. The return highlighted the difficulty of coming back after retirement, even for younger players. Waller's comeback attempt showed that motivation alone isn't enough. The body must cooperate as well. Waller's return was disappointing but understandable. The lure of competing at the highest level is powerful, especially for players who retired young. His brief comeback likely convinced him that his initial retirement decision was correct. Sometimes the body tells you when it's time to be done. Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater retired after the 2023 season, transitioning to high school coaching at his alma mater in Miami. The former Pro Bowl quarterback seemed content with teaching the next generation after overcoming a devastating knee injury that nearly ended his career years earlier. But in 2024, the Detroit Lions needed quarterback help and convinced Bridgewater to come out of retirement. The Lions were contenders, and Bridgewater saw an opportunity to contribute to a winning team. He served as a veteran backup, providing insurance behind starter Jared Goff. Bridgewater didn't see much playing time, but offered leadership and experience in the quarterback room. His presence helped Detroit's playoff push, proving that veteran quarterbacks have value even when they're not playing. After the season, Bridgewater's status remained uncertain. Bridgewater's comeback was about joining a contender and staying connected to the game. His return showed that the coaching-to-playing pipeline can work both ways. While he didn't start games, his veteran presence was valuable to a young team. The comeback added another chapter to one of the NFL's great redemption stories. Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams retired in 2003 after 4 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, walking away from a $5 million contract at age 26. Williams was burned out by the NFL lifestyle, dealing with social anxiety and the intense scrutiny that came with being a star running back. In 2005, Williams returned to the Dolphins after 2 years away. His comeback was complicated by a drug suspension, but once he returned, he showed flashes of his former brilliance. Williams played 6 more seasons with multiple teams, rushing for over 5,000 additional yards and proving he could still be productive. His return was about rediscovering his love for football on his terms. Williams became more comfortable with who he was, managing his anxiety and playing at a high level into his 30s. He finally retired for good in 2011. Williams' comeback was one of the most unusual in NFL history. Walking away at 26 should have ended his career, but he found a way back. His return showed that mental health matters as much as physical health for athletes. Williams' story became an inspiration for players dealing with similar struggles. John Riggins. John Riggins retired after the 1979 season following a contract dispute with the Washington Redskins. The powerful running back walked away from football at age 30, seemingly done with the NFL after 8 seasons. But in 1981, Riggins came out of retirement and returned to Washington. The decision transformed his career. From 1981 to 1985, Riggins became a superstar, earning a Super Bowl MVP award and rushing for over 5,000 yards. His punishing running style fit perfectly with Washington's offensive line, and he became the heart of their championship team. Riggins' Super Bowl 17 performance, 38 carries for 166 yards, and a game-winning touchdown remains legendary. He played until age 36, proving his best football came after his initial retirement. Riggins' comeback was one of the most successful in NFL history. He went from retired at 30 to Super Bowl MVP at 33. His return showed that sometimes players retire too early, and the right situation can unlock greatness. Riggins became a Redskins legend because he came back. Ed Too Tall Jones retired after the 1978 season to pursue a professional boxing career. The Dallas Cowboys defensive end walked away from football at age 28, giving up the NFL to chase a different dream. Jones had been a dominant pass rusher, but boxing intrigued him. Jones's boxing career lasted 1 year. He went 6-0 with 5 knockouts, but realized boxing wasn't his true calling. In 1980, he returned to the Cowboys and picked up where he left off. Jones played 9 more seasons with Dallas, making 3 Pro Bowls and helping the Cowboys reach the playoffs multiple times. His return was seamless, as if he'd never left. Jones played until age 38, becoming one of the most consistent defensive ends of the 1980s. His brief boxing detour became a fascinating footnote to a great football career. Jones's comeback proved that sometimes you have to leave to appreciate what you had. His return to football was the right decision, and he enjoyed the best years of his career after coming back. The boxing experiment showed his adventurous spirit, but football was his destiny. Which comeback surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into NFL history. We've got more incredible stories coming your way.